is Kenneth Manuel, and this is my esteemed colleague Manuel choreographers. I'd like to perform two halves in the Kleine Saal. As you all know, the cultural sector is about to be slashed quite dramatically to help support the things in society that are really important. The fine, upstanding citizens that make society's wheels turn, the men and women of the financial sector. Now, the recent financial crisis has made it clear how vital and fragile capitalism is. And we wanted to show our support for the business world. We would like to remind you of the words of Lena Adelsohn Liljeroth, Swedish Minister of Culture a few years ago. If we lived on the market's terms, large sections of culture would have to shut down. Now that we have seen that not even those involved in the financial markets can live on the market's terms, we want to show our solidarity by sharing our knowledge on how to survive in a recession. Coming from a sector where recession is permanent, we believe we have a lot of knowledge to share, and first of all we would like to suggest that culture can sponsor business.
Yes.
Yes.
Sponsorship of the financial sector can be a very sensitive issue. There are so many preconceptions around. So let's start with a few explanations of culture's interest in general terms.
Yes.
First, you won't be selling your soul by accepting sponsorship from culture. Since nobody has money, buying and selling are hardly ever involved.
You don't have to wear a cardigan, a corduroy, or use a MacBook when you go to meetings in the cultural sector, but nor should dress codes be underestimated. Tax deductible is not a concept you will need anymore. It's just as well to get used to the idea that there will not be any profits.
Yes.
Yes.
And now a few useful bits of advice for maintaining enthusiasm in your daily activities among the grassroots on the floor of the stock exchange.
Yes.
Do not do what other people tell you to do. Do what you feel passionate about. If going gets tough, it is just a sign of how important what you're doing is.
You don't have to live without money, of course. There are ways. You could organize a charity evening for the freedom of capitalism, for example, and you can make tens of euros serving wine box wine in little plastic glasses. That's a 100% profit right there. Concentrate on popular finance instead of fine finance. Stop all those strange, pretentious, elitist projects and devote yourself to things that ordinary people can understand.
Of course, it can be hard to have no place of work to go to. No one who needs you. But remember, you are fighting for something higher and more important.
Yes, and the main thing is to feel happy and enjoy yourself. Of course, it's wonderful to see capital grow, but don't count on always getting paid for what you are passionate about. People might notice and object.
And in difficult times, it is important to remember that through your work, you are functioning as a role model for young people dreaming of a future in the world of finance. That knowledge is just as handsome a reward as the most impressive balance sheet.
Yeah. It has been claimed that every artist has to be an entrepreneur. But we shouldn't forget that the reverse also applies. Try exchanging your office for a wet basement, or why not your own kitchen table? Work nights at an old people's home while you spend your days applying for development grants and bursaries in your local library. You should make the most out of your creativity and see the possibilities.
Grab every opportunity of showing others what you are doing.
Yeah.
The context doesn't really matter.
No.
The crucial thing is to be seen. Sooner or later, someone will take an interest in what you're doing. Until then, you can enjoy the personal development your work is allowing you.
Now, if in spite of this collection of firm guidelines you still can't make ends meet, you can always get an ordinary job, of course. and pursue your interest in finance as a hobby.